two, three. Hey y'all. Hey y'all. Y'all. Test on 1, 2, 3. What's up, you guys? Sorry for the delay. I miss you guys. I have been, wow. Should I open up with a little story time? So I have been just really busy working, have a new job, and I was like, I want to come back refreshed. So I got my gaming chair here. Ooh, I can move around. Had somebody to come set that up for me. And I had somebody come set up my bookshelf, and they set up this gaming chair for me. And I want to thank you guys for just helping me out. And I still got to throw away boxes. I'm still unpacking. I just got a lot of stuff to do. And also I am working. And the reason why I wanted to go to work is because I just did not want to keep on doing videos after videos and just for a check. I said I need to take a break and just get a regular job and then just do videos when I want to do videos. So I just wanted to sleep. I wanted to get some rest. So I was watching 101. That's one of my favorite shows. I don't like season 5 of 101 with all of them with Ray J and them. I like the old 101 episodes. So I was watching 101 and yeah, so Wiley Nice is sure unpacking and got a nice bookshelf. I bet it look nice. So we just setting up some things, get some things together. And I was watching, and everybody said, why did you going back to work? It's because I just do not like just doing videos after video after video. Sometimes I get tired. I don't know what to say. And I need like some rest. So I was like, man, should I go at it? So I went to this new job. Had a beautiful time there, met some beautiful people, good environment. And I was like, okay, let me do this. Went on and bought me some new scrubs. And then I feel refreshed. I'm like, okay, now I can go live and just do everything like that. So I want to give a special shout out to all of the people that's in the chat. We're going to talk about Chasing LA. Okay. Shout out to the executive producer of Chasing LA. Okay. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Caitlyn Jenner. Running for governor of governor of California. And we're also going to be talking about Dr. Reid and the allegations that people are saying about him. So we are first going to open up with Caitlyn Jenner. Now, she's going to run for governor of California. Many people was excited. I had a friend that's really excited. Like, oh, my gosh, she's running for governor of California. I'm like, first of all, I'm not excited because she's a Republican and she can stand for Republican values. I don't see her winning California at all. California is I will say this very quickly, California is a liberal place. But when it comes to their criminal justice system, it's like Alabama. But just to be clear, it's hard to get things done in the criminal justice system in the state of California. Because if you all watch Byron Banks, I think that was his name, that movie, you will learn that California justice system is just like Alabama. But let's be clear with it. I don't see Caitlyn Jenner winning the governorship in California. Not because that she's trans, not because of that. It's because of her policies. If you look at the elections in California, when you're talking about governor, is majority of the people are liberals. And if you're not standing on liberal principles and talking about giving people raises, talking about healthcare for all, I don't necessarily see her winning. Okay, unless a lot of Republicans come on out and do it. But she do, like I said, she got the money, she got the influence, she got the name, and of course she'll get some big donors. But I would definitely keep y'all updated on the state of California about how they're going to operate. Woo! Okay, I don't know what is her experience other than running and running in the Olympics and all that. I don't know what's her experience of being a governor. I don't know her political resume. I don't have that nowhere in there. So I don't know what her stance of doing it. I'm not going to say I hope she doesn't win because I don't live in California. So if she wins today, that won't bother me because I don't stay in California. So it wouldn't bother the Wiley Show at all. But I know that the Kardashians and the Jenners probably will be working behind her. You will probably see a lot of Kim Kardashian working because I think her next step, her next transition in life probably would be running for office because she is trying to become an attorney. It will be running for office. I see her running for office. That's what I see. I see her running for office. And I say that with all my heart. That's exactly what I see. I see her actually running for office one day. If it's not governor, she probably will try to run for congresswoman or probably run for state representative. But you will see Kim actually running for office one day. And you heard it here, right here on the Wiley Show first. Now that she's getting a divorce from Kanye, you will see some more of Kim. So now that I just said that shit, she got a chance. She really got a chance. I said it like that. Yes. So she really got a chance. She really got a chance. She got the Kim. She got the Jenners. Yeah, she really got a chance. Okay. All right. She really, yeah, she got a chance. She got a chance. Okay. Yeah, she got a chance. Okay. I feel you. All right. Okay. She got a chance. I want to put this video, let y'all see this video. This is from Boosie. I want to talk about this as well before we get into our two main topics. So this is what Boosie had to say. He was calling out O.J. Simpson. Let's hear what he had to say.
O.J. Simpson.
Hold on, let me let y'all see it. Give me a second. Let me screen share. Hey, everybody in the chat. Let me screen share so y'all can see this. Okay, here we go.
O.J. Simpson. How the hell you gonna tell LeBron be quiet about speaking up already? You supposed to be speaking up already. Yeah, I was cheering for you. We got you free. A black man got you free. The black community got you free. And you won't tell them chill out? You need to chill out. You better chill out. Get the off LeBron next. You better chill out. You wrong, man. You supposed to be the forefront. You supposed to be on the front line for this black shit. O.J. Simpson. How the hell you gonna?
Hey, Twitter world, it's me, yours truly. Tough morning, listening to all the criticism that LeBron James is getting. I'm a fan of LeBron. I admire the work that he's done, how he's helped his community, and how he's helped his friends, and how he's been fighting all of these social issues, especially that systemic racism in the legal system and with the police departments around our country. But you can't fight every battle. You know, you can't. You got to pick your battles. I mean, it's a war that must be fought, but sometimes you need to take your time and be a little more patient before you comment on some of these bad incidences that are happening with police departments. This one, LeBron should have waited. I'm a little upset with most of the media because they showed us edited versions of what took place with the girl with the knife. They made it sound as if this was another police. Hey, Twitter world, it's me, yours.
Okay, let's go to the tweet. Now, this is what LeBron James tweeted. He said, I am so damn tired of seeing black people killed by police. I took the tweet down because it's being used to create more hate. This isn't about one officer. It's about the entire system. And they always use our words to create more racism. I am so desperate for more accountability. Anger does any of us any good, and that includes myself. gathering all the facts and educating does though. My anger still is here for what happened. That little girl, my sympathy for her family, and may justice prevail. And this is the deleted tweet he put, you're next, hashtag accountability. And this is something I would like to see the full body cam footage because I'm seeing like different clips, different still shots of this young girl. I post a clip on my Instagram, but I need like the full body cam footage, no pausing, no editing, the full unedited version of the young girl being killed by the police because they are saying that she had a knife in her hand and that she was running towards another woman with the knife. And my thing is this, why couldn't you use a taser? It's just in my humble opinion. Why could you hit her in the arm? Why could you hit her in the leg? I'm just trying to get to understand. It's a situation that's going on in Chicago with the young girl that was killed, 7 years old, was killed in the McDonald's drive-thru. It was a drive-by shooting. They actually got the guy that did it. They shot him in the leg, I think in the arm. And I'm like, why can't all officers use that type of training, the arm or the leg, when it comes to that? And why do they could not use the taser? But if she was going towards another woman with a knife, that officer's going to get off scot-free of no charges because obviously he was protecting this woman, this young girl, for getting stabbed. I'm going to just tell you this. He was protecting how he's going to put this in court. He was protecting this young girl for being for getting stabbed. So that's just how I see it's going to play out in the courts. I'm not going to necessarily see this going to trial and all that because she was running toward the girl with a knife. The officer seen it and he did his shot. The thing about it is, we have to be very cautious when we're dealing with these police shootings. We cannot group all of the shootings in one box. Let me break that down. We cannot put the George Floyd, this young girl, 15-year-old, another case, and we put it or the 13-year-old that was in one box. You have to look at these cases differently, case by case. You cannot group all these cases in one single box. You have to look at it with no judgment. Look at the body count footage because what's going on is they're trying to say, well, the officers shouldn't have used deadly force. It is certain situations that deadly force will be used. Some situations that you're in, that officer can use deadly force. And unfortunately, that young girl had a knife in her hand and she was going towards another girl, and that's what her life is lost. It is sad to see this. But again, we need to train our children not to have knives in their hand. We need to train our children, just in Chicago, not to be having guns in our hand. We have to train them not to do that because when the police come, you will definitely may not make it if you have a weapon in your hand because you're going to give that officer an excuse to say, hey, we could take this person out, freeze, and just easy to take it out if you have a weapon because their job is to serve and to protect. So they're saying, you know how rumors start. Well, she called the police. They was jumping on her. Well, that officer is not going to know all of those details. When he come up to the scene, when they come up to the scene and see you with a knife in your hand going towards somebody, you look like the aggressor. Now, once all the details is out and all the investigation, then maybe we can see if she was the one that called the officer. At that point, if I'm Officer Wiley, I'm just using an example, I come to the scene, I don't know that she contacted the police because she got jumped. Right then and there, I'm seeing her with a knife in her hand going towards another young girl. I have the right to protect that young girl. So I said he could have used a taser, but again, he used what he used. One shot, took her out, and we're yet praying for the family. But do I see this officer as the same type of officer with the George Floyd? No, that was totally different. That's not in the same category. I think with LeBron James, he don't know all the facts. And see, when you have a major platform, before you make a public statement, make sure you know all the facts, because if you don't, then you get an excuse with, you get President, do we have the one with President Donald Trump? You get President Donald Trump, the former president of the United States, you get him to make this statement. he make a statement like this: LeBron James should focus on basketball rather than presiding over the destruction of the NBA, which has just recorded the lowest television ratings by far in the long and distinguished history of the league. His racist rants are divisive, nasty, insulting, and demeaning. He may be a great basketball player, but he's doing nothing to bring our country together. So you give an excuse to get the former president or these conservatives to come out and to make these statements when you are making statements just, you don't know all the information. You're just going by a hashtag, you're going by a trending post, you're going by a hashtag, or you're going by rumors that, oh, she called. That have not been verified. Until I get that as being verified, it is what it is. Just like the guy that was killed. Oh my God, what was his name? The one that was just killed. It was so many cases in Brooklyn City. The young man that was killed in Brooklyn City, they just had his funeral. And they said he had like a little weed charge, but then now they're saying that he had a warrant because he robbed somebody. I don't know. I don't know how true that is, but now that they were saying that he had a charge, it wasn't a weed charge. It was he had a warrant out because he actually robbed somebody. So yeah, Dante, right. They're saying that warrant, it wasn't a warrant for him actually for a weed warrant. It was a warrant for him robbing somebody, that he had robbed somebody. So I don't know how true that is. See, this is like all this information, all these rumors and stuff that come out. Yes, I do believe that officers that shot the 15-year-old girl should get some type of disciplinary action. But is it like criminal charges? I don't know. That's not my job. I will not be shocked if that officer don't get any criminal charges brought against them, because that girl, what I saw, had a knife in her hand. Okay, and we will open up these phone lines. I was telling Wiley she was shot 4 times in the chest, and again, you think that's enough? And I don't understand why y'all be like pop, 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 pop. Why I can't just be one pop in the leg or something, or in the arm, or in the hand? But anywho, I'm not an officer, never was trained to be an officer. But what I do know, the entire system need to be, revamped. But again, officers go through a lot. And I want to say this: officers have a hard job, and I say this humbly. Officers have a hard job, and officers go through a lot when they do it. We know that. So I just want to be humbly with that. We know that when officers get a job, it's, they want to make it home to their families. The same way we want our loved ones to make it home to their families as well. And I will open up the phone lines and allow you all to call in. So make sure you all call in. Give me a second. I want to make sure I get the phone lines booted up, just in case if you all want to just call in and be in the front of the line. I do want to hear something for a lot of callers today. So give me a second while I boot up the phone lines. So shout out to you, Cliff. Thank you for hooking me up today with this bookshelf and the gaming chair. Thank you for hooking me up. Drinking my little juices. Give me a second. I'm going to hook the lines up just in case we get some people that want to call in so they could already be in queue. Because we're going to get into our other 2 topics. But again, I'm not going to say it's hard. I'm not an officer. I can't do it because it's going to be some cases that you're going to have to use deadly force. And, it's just going to be that case. It was one case out there, that Black Lives Matter movement. They were out there protesting, but once they find out that it was a white man that was shot, they went back home. They was out there protesting at first. And once they found out it was a white boy, they stopped protesting. They went home. Oh, gosh. What did I do? Oh, my gosh. Okay. Here we go. All right. So we're going to open the phone lines. Give me a second. And give me a second. We're going to open up these lines just in case. And I got 2 other topics that I want to get into. Shout out to the producers. Thank you all so much for coming in the chat today. Love y'all. Thank you so very much. for coming through. Okay, Black, we supposed to put interest first. Submarines. Give me a second. Only have but so much oxygen. It's going to come to a point that nobody should call the police anymore. Micaiah was tripping. She was enraged. Again, why did she have a knife in her hand? You know, when the cops come, you got to put down all the weapons. I'm just saying. So the police, hey, okay. It's really a lot. I'm hearing y'all comments. This is a very sensitive subject, but it's a subject that we have to talk about. Give me a second. They said the police are killing our men and women, now our children. It will never be accepted in my eyes. Absolutely. 2020 don't have none on 2021. Stop calling the cops everything. Absolutely. Someone said this: the adults in Micaiah's life failed her, and I'm just hearing all the stuff that was being said. Give me a second. Okay. All right. So we got the phone lines open up. Okay. All right. So I want to go to Chase in LA. Can we get to Chase in LA? Hey, Chase in LA. I want to make sure I do this in very good light. Shout out to Chase in LA. This is Chase in Atlanta, Chase in Dallas, Chase in LA. This is the third installment of Chasing Reality. And this is Chasing LA. Let me be very clear. The first episode, we reviewed that. Now we're reviewing the second episode. Now, I was quite confused because a lot of cast members, I don't know all their names, so we're going to get to it. So this episode 2, is still into the argument. They're still going back and forth. You see Quan talking about all the drag queens coming out in some drinks. So they're bringing out the drinks. You see Alicia, her and Jayla is going back and forth, arguing, saying some transphobic stuff. Then you see Fran. Fran is talking about, I'm not a gay guy, because I think one of the girls told her that stay out of women's business, you a gay man. And he was like, I'm not a gay man. I'm not a gay man. I'm non-binary. I'm non-binary. I'm like, what the hell is non-binary? So you got it. I'm non-binary. I'm non-binary. Okay, so I at least I fell out my game in check because I'm like, what the hell is what is non-binary? Like what? I didn't know what about. But anyway, but Fran is my type. I would just say that he's my type. Anyway, he was like, who are you talking to? I'm not binary. Anyway, then somebody said, take your medication. That was a health read. So then it gets to this other scene where Armarigus, his friend, was there with another woman, and they in the studio, hot with lights and stuff in the studio. And I'm like, y'all sitting having a conversation with these drinks. And on the cup, y'all still got the tag on the cup. So does that mean y'all gonna take them cups back to the store? I don't know what they were drinking, Kool-Aid or that cheap 7-Eleven wine. But they were in there drinking wine, and she was talking about she wanted a producer, and she got, and he's talking about, oh, I'm a great producer, and I produce all these good people. And I'm like, sir, the type of music that you produce, that ain't no highly good produced music. I'm going to be clear with you. I heard the man music. I heard Money on the Floor. It was not a cute song. It was trash. It was just garbage. So I'm like, you this good top producer. And I'm like, Chad, can you first produce yourself a good hot record? In my humble opinion, because the songs you come out with is hot. Anyway, they sitting there, they talking about Jeremy and D. Hawkins, allegedly that they were fucking. Allegedly, they're saying that Jeremy and D. Hawkins guy is actually fucking. I could possibly believe that. You know what I'm saying? It goes down in LA. I could believe it. Anyway, I can move on. So they gossip in here, and they supposed to be doing music. And I'm like, when is it going to get to him producing the music? So finally, towards the end, the girl starts singing, and I'm like, honey, you can keep that. You need a vocal coach. I must be honest with you. Honestly, as your brother in this business, you need a vocal coach. You got up there, all key, like I don't know what she was singing, but you need a vocal coach. All that sitting down there gossiping. You sitting there doing all that gossiping. You should have had a vocal coach to work on them vocals. Now, it's not because that you trans that you ain't gonna make it in the music industry. You ain't making it into the music industry. It's because you're trash. Trash. Okay. TRASH. Trash. It's like you're not really good as an artist. You're nice looking, you're beautiful. You're a good solid 4 or 5, but musically, just not for you. I heard your music. And I'm like, why your music is not available on Apple Music? Now, you're supposed to have this song out. Why is it not available on Apple? I tried to Google you on Apple to hear some of your other records, and let me find out that none of your music is on Apple. It's just you giving a little clip of it on Chasing LA. And then you get Armand's friend that's supposed to be this top producer. They just get him humpback, just humped in that chair, clicking on a couple of buttons. And I'm like, child, what you supposed to be this big top producer? Why you let this trash of a voice come out and you ain't really been producing good like that? Where's the hot beats? Get up, give me that HD beat, not an HD beat, nothing. I'm like, this is garbage. Anyhow. This. I'm just mind my business, child. They don't pay me enough. Let's move on. Then it gets to Hershey, their drag show for her. Oh, I love Hershey. Oh my gosh. That's another one of my type. Hershey gets the bag. If I ever want to date somebody in there, it won't be Jeremy. It won't be my friend. It will definitely be Hershey. Hershey is my type. Anyway, because he gets the bag. He gets the money. So Hershey, they do a drag show outside, and Hershey's getting the money. I'm super excited when Ahmad's friend got on his channel, got on there in his confessional and apologized for saying that drag queens don't make money. That's all before you make a statement like that, you need to educate. But he apologized. So I was like, kudos to you apologize because Hershey was getting that money. Drag queens, if you're really good about your craft and putting it in, you could get some coins doing money. I like Hershey. Hershey is one of my is what I like. I would like to have a sit-down interview over a hot cup of tea with Hershey. Okay, let's move on. So they do the drag show, and it was really good, really great. I enjoyed it. Then it gets to the pole dancing, and Quan was like, it's my birthday. I'm 29 years old, baby. You look like you're in your 30s, your late 30s. But anyway, maybe it's the facial hair. I'm 29 years old. This is my last year in my 20s. All that, baby. They was in there on the pole, sweating, musty, stinking. You could just tell that some of them was in there sweating musty because when you got all them lights and you're on that pole, that's just too much sweat for the human body. And some, little musty, smelly like. They all there just fanning because they were super hot because they're trying to do this thing. They try to do the scene and all them beaming HD lights and ring lights. You're sweaty, you're musty, and all that type of swell. So they in there. Then you get Jayla and Alicia. They both trans were just going at it. Then she told one of the ladies, Miss Piggy, she called her Miss Piggy. She said, why do you have on a choker and you don't have a neck? He said, why do you have on a choker and you don't have a neck? When she said that, I fell out the chair. I said, they are reading. They are reading. Because she had on a whole choke and baby, where your neck? That's what they said at the show. Then, oh my gosh. Then Iyanla Vanzant got up there and read the entire show. She said it's trash, it's not produced right. She said it looked like they offered Armand the show and they just settled for the friend because Armand Biggie said no and all of that. And that's going to be a big deal. It's embarrassing because it's kind of sad when they always comparing you to your friend and all that. You really have to have thick skin. And I think he already understand that, he's not Armand. He knew they offered Armand the show. Armand said no, because you got to understand, this man get paid sitting his gaming chair. He gets paid. I'm not mad at his hustle. I'm giving you the example. Before anybody get triggered, can I give you the facts? He get paid on super chats, cash apps, memberships, He sell crystals and dirt. He tell you about if you a Sagittarius or if you a Scorpio, you need to be fucking more or whatever. He got a whole business and empire that he's running. So he's not going to stop doing that and then travel to LA for free, doing pole dancing. I necessarily don't see him. That would have looked bad for his brand because I'm like, here you are, this big star coming up, and you're coming on a show, and you in pole dancing, sweating, arguing with drag queens and transgender women. Like, come on. That ain't a good look. I was seeing Armand in the park in his Gucci drip. I'll just give an example, y'all. And your Gucci drip in the park, giving the drag queen a couple of dollars. Okay, I'm just. I mean, you did have a couple of. He doesn't live in LA. That means he would have to travel about 4 to 5 hours to get to LA to travel because he don't live in LA. He lives on the outskirts. Okay, and then you have to travel for free. Like, I don't see him doing that. I think that is a good look for his friend because it's a good show, good publicity, and all of that. And then you can go on my show, give all your interviews, stuff like that. He's one of my top characters on the show, and the reason why I like it is because he's talking. He got the crown on, he got the fan on. I like him. I actually like him on the show. He's talking. He's one of the top comical characters on the show. The rest of them, I thought I'd see more of Jeremy. What are you doing, Jeremy? You supposed to be this top dancer with Beyonce and Kelly Rowland and all that. You ain't talking about nothing. You see Hershey. You see Amava's friend, Hershey, Quan, them about, and then the two trans women argue back and forth. It got a couple of characters, but the rest of the people I thought would be doing something, not really. He's good for the show, I would say. Even though the show is very well produced, I disagree with Imani Van Zandt said the show is not very well produced. It is. It's just really difficult when you're not paying cast members and they have to show up for these different type of scenes. So when they show up, when you get majority show up, just be messy, drag, fight. Because what more can you do? Now, if it's all about chasing your dreams, Beyonce ain't doing no videos and Kelly Rowland ain't doing no videos. So what Jeremy gonna be doing? He supposed to be doing choreography and all that. Ain't nobody really doing no videos like that. So they put it down. Hershey, you see that? Finally, you see her do chasing something, being a drag queen. I don't know what Quan does. You finally seen what Amarica's friend does. He sit down, he clicks on the button and produce with a crown on his head and a fan and the situation t-shirts and everything on. That don't really fit him, but I really would like to see. The thing about it is, for me, and it ain't got nothing to do with the producer, I would like to see them chasing their dreams. I would like to see them chasing their dreams. I would like to see each person chasing their dream and still being messy and dragging and all that, because I'm here for the mess. Because if there's no mess, I'm not really here. I really think they don't really have that much footage because it's only 30-minute episodes. It's only 30-minute episodes and everything like that. And I'm gonna tell you, if you didn't like my review for Chasing LA, leave a comment. Just don't cuss. I got about 80 comments last week about the show. You don't see them because y'all were doing a lot of nasty cussing. So don't cuss. If you're trying to drag me in the comments and say that I'm jealous and all of that, don't cuss. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. Don't cuss. Like, so we can see your comments if you're trying to drag, because I had a lot of Armand supporters. They were getting me together. You don't see them comments. I mean, they were leaving me paragraphs because they had a lot of cussing in it. If there's no cussing, it automatically shows up. And don't post a lot of emojis, because with the emojis, your comment won't show. It ain't that I deleted it. It won't show because you got too many emojis and too many cussing. And if it's like that, I just delete. Make sure that you have none of that, and so we can see your comments. And you're right about that. Somebody said, "Wow, you wear it." I wear the tight shirts too. I do. But this one is a little tight. But I said I like it because I'm like, I ain't wear it before. I was like, okay, let's put it on. I got some other shirts and stuff like that I'm putting on. We got some stuff that's coming through the pipe. That's coming through through the pipeline. And then once I start really getting these checks on top of these checks, these looks gonna be looking on top. It's gonna be looking nice on top of nice, top of nice. I got the game insurance set up and everything like that. And let me tell y'all this. Let me say this, and I say this humbly. If you ask me for money and all of that, I do not like to give people money just to be given it to them. I love to create opportunities. So today I felt really well because I have a friend. I was like, hey, it was like, I said, I need my bookshelf set up. I need my game insurance set up. So he came and said, can you set up and I'll pay you. And then I need some couple of boxes thrown away. And he did that and did it well, did a good job. And I really want this stuff set up because I don't like to set nothing up. I'm really lazy. Baby, you come set it up. I got my editor coming. He's going to help me set up my new camera system that I have. Can you help? I don't like to set up nothing. What I like to do is sit and talk mess. Okay? I'm going to be honest with you. I like to sit and just really and talk mess. I don't like to sit here and set up nothing. If I just can't pull it out the package and sit in it, if I got to set it up, it's just going to sit there. Okay? So I finally got the gaming chair because a producer said, hey, I got this gaming chair for you. And I went to purchase it. And I didn't know how to set it up. I didn't know how to set it up. I said, can you come, and set up? It ain't going to be no hanky-panky because I ain't got my bed yet. I can't do no hanky-panky on that little bitty air mattress. It's going to bust. Baby, two big Barneys up on there, you can't be doing, no type of stuff like that. So I got to give you a nice bed, and I will get a nice bed in that room. Like that room gonna be really nice, the candles. But right now my place is a mess with bags. I still got to put stuff in the hang my clothes up that I had. I got shirts that producers got me. I never put it on yet. So it's just like, y'all just bear with me. We get in this apartment and stuff together. Okay. Woo! All right, let's go to the next topic. We talked about Chase LA. Shout out to Chase LA. We've been reaching out to some of the cast members. I would like to have all the cast members on the show. All of them. I would love to interview all of them. So if I can get a response or some of them, I would love to have some of the cast members. Especially my favorite is Hershey, because you ain't got to worry about saying this because ain't nobody going to duplicate. I would like to interview Hershey. And then again, the other people going to respond. Say, oh, I want to interview because I said it. But anyhow, I would like to interview Hershey. I would like to interview Quan. I would like to interview my witness friend. I would definitely like to interview him. I might even get to California. You know what? I have a cousin that stay in California. And I have a cousin that stay in California. And I might even take a trip to California. Give me a second. I might take a trip. I might have to take me a flight. I got a cousin that stay in California. People on my Patreon know this. I might go to California. I might do that and make an appearance. Okay. I know some of y'all, I might make an appearance. But some people say don't interview him. Me, it's business. These people sit here. I might take a trip there because I would love to confront him and be like, bruh, like, you said that you talk all this mess. Let's get to Dr. Reid. Let's get to Dr. Reid. Baby, Dr. Reid, I understand what you are going through. So, I say this humbly. Make sure y'all send this to Dr. Reid because I know he's not going to respond, but send it to him. So, Dr. Reid has been accused of some serious allegations. He's been accused of doing something to a teenage boy and accused of having sex with this boy. He's been accused of these things. But I was listening to it, then it was something in my spirit because the person that's saying it is a trained actor. Because I interviewed this blogger that is saying these things about Dr. Reid, and the guy that's saying the stuff and putting out, he's a trained actor. And I said, do people know that he acts? He's a trained actor. But the person he say is having these strong allegations, you don't see his picture. You don't see his face. You don't see any of that. And I'm like, if you got some strong allegations, come on camera. Let's see how you look. I don't want you all hidden behind the screen protecting the identity. If you want to do a show, come on out here and let me see how you look. Ain't no protect the identity of the victim. Because if you cared about the victim, you wouldn't even put the victim on your platform in the first place. Well, the victim is married and all that. I want to see this quote unquote victim. And then they said police, then they said it's a police report. Child, if you from the beef sector, it is so easy to get a police report. It is easy. Just because you have a police report that you made maybe a year or two later, I need to get more information. Now, I was watching Conscious TV, and shout out to Khan, I love him dearly. And he was interviewing, he was saying that, he's suing the blogger in court. He's going to sue him civilly, send a cease and desist. And I say, unfortunately, Larry's going to go in his bag and he's going to have to sue them. Because what it is damaging, is slanderous. If this is just not true, this is bad for Dr. Larry Reid's career as a blogger, as a man who want those type of allegations on them. You know what I'm saying? So, but the guy that's doing it is a trained actor. He have actor credits. I watch some of the man's stuff. See, some of you bloggers don't really do your research. He's a trained actor. He done work. He have a whole resume of him doing work. Now, he wasn't like a Denzel Washington. He played in a couple of little movies. I think The Lottery. What other movie he played? He played in a couple of stuff. So who to say that person that is on that ain't a trained actor as well? And they say, oh, Dr. Larry Reid should make a video and talk about it. I'm like, for what? It sounds to me a bunch of crap. A bunch of crap. It gives me clout chaser tease doing this so you can get 1,000 people in your chat. Doing this to drag home. I've experienced that in this sector where people would lie on you just for a platform. They will get it. They will allow you. I had to get cease and desist letters and all of that. I had to do it too. Track the person down and send them a letter. And I'm like, and then he mentioned he did mention my name. I'm like, don't put my name in it. Because I brought the person on the show. He got mad at me because all I said was Dr. Larry D. Reid. I said Dr. Reid. And here I am getting dragged all because I said Dr. Larry Reid. Whether he is a physician doctor, whether he is a psychiatrist doctor, whether he got his doctorate degree, if that man say, call me Dr. Larry Reid, guess what I'm going to call you? Dr. Larry D. Reid. And the person got mad got angry with me when I started calling him Dr. Reid. I'm like, well, what's the problem? What is the problem? And then I want to know, like, where these people ain't going to the police and getting the detectives and all that? Should you wait until the investigators come out and investigate? And why is it that when y'all talk about a story, y'all going on the Oppity Ops channel that's dissing the person? Why do y'all fan of the ops that is obsessed with the channel? Where's the evidence? And they say, okay, this is dealing with the police, so we gonna leave it. If it's dealing with the police situation, can I say this? Let me make sure I can say this. It was a case. Okay, let me not say that. I've known a person on this platform. Something happened to their child. And it was very controversial. I still have the video, but I privated it because the detectives was involved. And I said, hey, we shouldn't make no video about this at all. We should wait to the detectives, detectives, because she wanted to come on and do an interview. And I was like, we should take the interview down because, like, you really got detectives investigating this. Ain't this ain't for no clicking the view. Let the detectives handle it, okay? And I still have that video on private. But when it comes to this, why isn't these people in the investigation or the detectives and all of this? Why that's not being broadcasted? But I just think, like, you really can't get into that deep because now some cease and desist letters were sent out to this alleged victim, to the bloggers, and now they can't do no interviews. Oh, can't do the interview. He sent me a cease and desist. I'm like, well, what you thought was gonna happen? Oh, how did he know that was the person? Because the person have always came out. From my understanding, this person is mad at, get this, is mad at Dr. Larry Reid because Dr. Larry Reid stopped being his friend. And now the victim is out. Oh, I've been victimized. Help me, help me, help me. I'm going on the Oppity Op channel. I'm like, but we can't see how you look. But you can't answer no questions now. I'm looking like it is what it is. I'm like, Dr. Larry, they talking about Dr. Larry Reid should go on his platform for what? For the person to get some clout? Why should he go on his platform and do all that? Baby, back. If the detectives involved, and if the detectives ain't knocking on your door, then you ain't got nothing to explain to these people. If you believe that is true, then don't follow him. I'm going to still follow him and watch the channel because he ain't in the same room as me. I'm going to still watch Dr. Larry Reid channel. I'm still going to go on his Patreon to see which stocks and bonds to get. I'm just going to do all of that. I'm going to still be over there watching and be entertained. And y'all going to be over there watching because his views did not drop. People still over there. I just think this is all clout to just try to take down Dr. Larry Reid, but it ain't going to happen because he's an established person. He's an established and God is with him. And he got people that is on his show that love him. And you're not going to be able to take him down. That ain't going to happen. He's too established. And it's a niche for what he have. Just like you see this guy that rate women, that rate them from 1 through 10. I'm talking about rates. Rating from 1 to 10, talking about high maintenance guys, high maintenance men. You wouldn't want to be able to take him down because he found a niche or something that a lot of folks weren't into. So with Dr. Larry Reid, he found his lane. Ain't nobody really doing the church news like Dr. Larry Reid. He's there for doing the church. Y'all acting like nobody does the news like Dr. Larry Reid when it comes to the church gossip and all that. I do think it's other pastors probably funding these lies. I remember a while ago he said that these other pastors is pushing these other folks to say these things. And hey, they said, Wiley, what side you? I'm still watching Dr. Larry Reid channel. So I never met the man in person. I'm watching his channel. Great guy. He came on our show. A couple of times he came on our show. And it is what it is. I'm not obsessed because he said he a doctor and you mad because you don't want him saying he a doctor. Well, Dr. Dre, people call Dr. Dre, and we don't be saying, what's your credentials? Are you a physician or are you a medical doctor? We still call Dr. Dre, Dr. Dre. I mean, what's the issue here? And so this so-called victim, I want to see him on camera. I want to see him on camera and let the world see this so-called victim. We want to see how he look. That's all I'm saying. I don't want to be up there talking about he don't want nobody to see it. We want to protect his identity. I'm like, if you want to protect his identity, don't bring him up at all. Don't say nothing about him. And we open up the phone lines. Okay, give me a second. We open up these phone lines. And he shouldn't respond. So is he going to go on his channel for what? He got a massive platform with hundreds of thousands of people. And you're going to respond to somebody with under 20,000 subs? That's crazy. Why would you do that? You give the story more legs if you sit there and respond. Do what you do. Just shh. And watch them. They can't keep their own track. Oh, we just going to bring the person on the interview, but he can't come on the interview. We got a text message of the person and look at the. Do you know text messages can be doctored? That ain't enough. I need to see some more stuff. I need to see this so-called victim, and we need him to be on camera. That's what we need to see. I want to see him on camera and do a video, not behind the scenes. We really can't show y'all. Sorry, y'all. He really can't come on camera. He can't come on camera. We want to protect him and all that. I'm like, really? Okay, really? So we just gotta just take your word that you have been on a campaign against this person for all of almost 2 years. You have been on a campaign to try to take down Dr. Larry Reid. For what reason? Every time you try to take him down, the man, he growing more blessings. He just redid his home. They got mad at Conscious TV because Conscious TV got a car from Dr. Larry Reid. Now they trying to drag Conscious. And if you try to drag Conscious, one thing about Conscious, he know how to clap back. Okay, don't nobody have to fit. He know how to clap back. Okay, you better ask William McCray and all of that. And these people, they're teaming up. Then there's somebody that's not even on the channel. You're not even the blogger. You calling in. It's like it's two bloggers that's trying to take down Dr. Reid. One of them is he just takes over the platform. He takes over the entire platform, and then he goes on his platform and they're trying to do a double team on Dr. Reid. That's what they try to do. And Dr. Reid pay them dust. All right. Give me a second. I got the phone lines over there. Let me make sure it's working, child. Give me a second. Let me see if I can call in to see if it's working. Pay them dust. Okay. We want the so-called victim. We want to see how he look. Okay. I said what I said. Shall anybody come on the audio? Yes. I really can't talk no more on it. I really can't. Is it working? I don't think it's working. Oh yeah, it's working. It's working, you guys. So y'all can call in because we're not gonna be on all day because I got things to do. I gotta go to work, so I can't be on here all day. So if y'all calling in to drag me or calling in to speak on the situation, y'all can. Okay, give me a second. I know y'all dragging in the comments, but I can't see y'all comments because it's going back so fast. They said probably listen. If you have a business and all of that, you can get you a PPP loan. If you have a business and all, if your stuff is right. And you're legally a business owner and all of that, not you out here scamming nobody, because don't be doing it. Because there's people going. I heard somebody trying to get a GoFundMe to pay back the PPP loans that they made. I don't know who doing that. I'm like, that's crazy. So you doing that with the PPP loans? Get it together. All right. The number is 646-716-8447. Okay. Well, there's smoke, there's fire. All right. Okay. Let me see. Where is this at? Okay. Anonymous, you have on the air. Oh, okay. Oh, yes, same person. I always do that. Okay, you did. You had your 20 minutes of fame. 2041, calling you on air.
Hi, Wiley. How are you?
I'm doing fine. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Just want to get my 2 cents in on the last topic. I think everybody should be quiet and let justice roll. If the police are investigating this, let them investigate.
I don't think the police is investigating because that never came up. It's just like people doing interviews and getting clicks and views. And I'm like, you never hardly hear, well, is it a detective? Is this being investigated? Is the authorities? Because you don't hear none of that. I just hear people just saying.
Well, I'm going to just pretend this is legitimate. I'm not taking sides. It should be about the victim and not about clicks and views. Because I remember the other case, and it was clearly about clicks and views. So much talking, the case was ruined.
Right. I remember that too.
Half of the evidence when somebody else has the whole thing on another tape, but every day. I mean, you got 100 and some videos dedicated to one subject. You tell me whether or not the person is upset.
I'm telling you, woo, Lord. And they say,
I was on your channel when you interviewed him, and I was just like asking questions. I got blocked.
Oh, you was asking questions because I'm like, it's like it comes to, I'm saying, if you got 300 videos just back to back, just with the same majority of your content is just that one particular person, you have a vendetta. So if you get some come to you, of course I'm gonna question it. Of course I'm gonna question. I'm like, where is this coming from? And you a trained actor. Can this person be on that? Be a trained actor? Because you can't see him on camera. Can we vet and do more interviews on him? No, we don't know who this person is.
Well, if there's anything to this, they should let the police and the lawyers or whomever, and they should move on to the next. If you have content, if not, because you built a whole channel, based on trying to fight with this man, and now you think you got something, and yet it's still going on. I'm not impressed. Still, after 2 years, I'm not impressed. All this because he was called insignificant. Well, James gone, people would call him dumb. Oh Lord, I hate to think of what would have happened. Anyway.
I just don't understand. For 2 years, just one topic. Majority of it is Dr. Reid. And then now you, out of everybody, you get the information. Don't nobody else get it, but you get it. Oh, come on now. Oh, yeah, brothers. Oh, brothers and sisters.
But I don't want to hold them because I'm sure there are more people that want to talk to you. And you enjoy your weekend.
Thank
and
you.
I'll be in touch.
Thank you. Well, thank you. I'm sorry that you got blocked over there. I'm sorry about that. I'm not.
I don't want to listen to that mess over and over and over again. When I hear things repeated, it causes me to snap. No, sorry.
Okay, thank you for calling in. Wiley. All right, bye-bye. All right. Okay, let's go. The number is 606-716-8447. 9852, call you on the air.
Hi, Wiley.
Hi. Go ahead.
I wanted to speak about Larry.
Go ahead.
Like, I watched him for a while now, and he is a rape survivor.
Okay.
So for people to accuse him of something like that, it makes no sense. Because if you're a rape survivor, you don't want to put that trauma onto someone else. So I don't believe this story.
It don't seem right.
Yeah, it don't sit right at all.
Because I'm like, why this one particular blogger, they have been talking about Dr. Reid for 2 years, right? Why he just get it? Why nobody else ain't got it?
Right. They're trying to ruin his career, whatever he got going on. And he is doing God's work. I watch him a lot, and this is just sad.
Do you think you're gonna stop watching Dr. Reid? Do you think you're gonna stop watching him? Are you gonna stop watching him because of what's being said about him? Are you gonna stop watching Dr. Reid?
No, because they gossip all the time. People tell fibs all the time, lies. I don't think there's any truth to this. He got kids of his own. Like I said, he's a rape survivor. He's been married. I just don't see him putting that trauma onto someone else. So I just don't. I'm gonna continue watching him. I just don't believe this story. That's all. Because
I would like to see the person and get more information. It's like you ain't giving me enough. It's just like how I look at it. Just take my word that this is going on. Just take my word. Like, no, we need more evidence. I'm just not going to just take your word.
Yes, it needs. Yeah, more evidence is needed. As far as I'm concerned, I just don't believe it, and I will continue to watch Larry.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Me too. And the reason why I'm gonna still watch Larry is because he's entertaining. He offers something that is needed. Stocks. He talks about stocks and bonds, ministry work. It's a lot that he talks about on his platform that I feel like it's a great platform.
And I like when he brings on what's his name? Bernard something?
Oh yes.
His name. So he's a prophet.
Yes, the prophet.
I like when he bring them on, they work together and stuff like that. If he ever was involved with something like that, that Bernard would not have anything to do with him. So
come on.
I just don't believe it. I don't believe it. It's a man of God. He's a man of God, and he's being attacked right now. It's sad to see, but I'm gonna continue supporting him and watching him.
We should have definitely see, and we definitely going to continue to watch him as well. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye. 8997, you live on the air.
Hi, Wiley. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, like you grocery shopping.
I'm sorry. I was I had your speaker trying to turn my car around. But anyway, first of all, I just adore you. I just love your show, and I love your healthy conversations that you engage us in. And secondly, Dr. Reid has been a tremendous blessing. And for those that don't know, he is a PhD doctor. Like, we're sat in class and got a PhD. So you are right. He is not a fake doctor. It was not an honorary degree. He is an actual doctor. So when people call him Dr. Reid, he is a real doctor. So we can dispel that right there. Secondly, he has been a tremendous blessing. Not only is he entertaining, I remember when he started the fatherlessness series, and he really opened up a dialogue where there is a lot of fatherlessness in the community and things. And he has been upfront and honest about things that has happened in his life and things that has happened, between he and his former wife. He doesn't say ex-wife, former wife. And I don't believe this for 1 minute. Now, the person who is out here really trying to gun and get him, I mean, it's just, it's crazy, but I do know, talk behind the scenes, somebody is in his ear getting him to do that. And he's been married he's been mad at Larry ever since the George Bloomer thing. And so, it was just
talk about it. So what really happened with the George Bloomer thing? So he's mad at Larry because Larry didn't believe that about George Bloomer. Is that correct?
What happened is so one of the guys that this guy was accusing, that the guy that actually accused George Bloomer died.
Okay.
One of the guys died. Okay, so the other guy that came out about it, Larry wouldn't speak on it because the guy had passed away, and there was no evidence to show that George Bloomer did this. And when it came out, George Bloomer, he immediately, him and the guy behind the scenes, Larry started working behind the scenes to get them together to talk about it and stuff and see what happened. And see, what the guy didn't tell was that when he was trying to get George Bloomer in a compromising situation, and George Bloomer caught off guard, he beat the man up. Because some men, it's not, he wasn't bashing him or anything, but he just approached him in that way, and then turns out the man had been lying. Well, the other blogger, I'm not going to mention his name or give him any clout, the blogger picks up the story because he was mad with Larry. He had been gunning for Larry for, 2-3 years. And he thought that this would be his breakout story. And when the story did not break out like he thought it would, nobody was paying attention to it. He was blaming Larry, said Larry had got Bloom on the back end to come out to say that, because Larry's platform is bigger.
Absolutely.
So he is bigger. So the story didn't get any traction. He did an interview with the guy. I mean, I think it's still up on his page, but it just didn't get any traction. And the interview was not consistent. I mean, it was all over the place. So nobody believed this guy. And and honestly, from the description and everything that the guy gave of George Bloomer, it wasn't even George Bloomer's description of how he looked physically. So it's just like, the guy, basically everybody read through the foolishness. So he's been mad, I keep saying married, but he's been mad at Larry ever since. And Larry had already sent him a gag order last year. He didn't comply with it. Larry had already told him to leave him alone. He just will not stop. And then here this come up, and then he gets on his platform, plays a recording from the guy, and says, did I pay you to come do this interview? The guy says, no, it was all one word answers. So we don't even know if that was the actual guy that actually said this. We don't know that because it was all one word answer. Did I pay you to come on here and say this? No. Did Larry Reid do this to you? Yes. I mean, it was just crazy. But anyway, I'm gonna go back in the bushes and things, and stuff, so somebody else can come on here. But I love Dr. Reid. The people that he has in his Patreon, I have been blessed financially, spiritually, listening to him and things. And I'm, unless it's a hard country, and see, police reports are hearsay. It's just what the other person's opinion. Police reports honestly do not even hold up in court. You got to have some evidence to show that this actually happened. And these people ain't even been to court or anything. No detective. Then guess what? The report, the address that's on the report, Larry didn't even own the house until 2 years after.
Wow.
Yes. after the time period that they put on the police report, they put that address there, that this is where it happened at, this is where he lived, and Larry didn't even own the property. The house wasn't even built. So that's how I know they're lying about it. So anyway, I love you, darling.
Love you.
You have a wonderful blessed weekend.
Thank you
and,
for giving me a full background on this situation. Thank you, sister.
It's no problem. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. Okay, we're going to go to the next caller. 6785 caller, you're on the air. 6785, you're live on the air.
Yes, hi.
Hi.
I was calling because I've been watching this because I was an LRLer, and now, it's up in the air with me because, as much as I've been reading and listening to this guy that's been this 18 is what they call themselves, and Daryl Moore in the 18, they have brought up some receipts the last couple of 3 days that, Larry, kept a secret. And so I'm thinking if he keeping secrets now and they coming up with these receipts, what else is he lying about? So now, everything that, I had believed and trusted in Larry, it's really questionable. And it wasn't questionable before. But when I see these receipts that they've been bringing out, then, I have to really question it and say, did Larry, really do this allegedly and keep keeping this a secret? Because he showed a video on his show where Larry said, my accusers. And so I'm trying to figure out what did Larry mean when he's talking about his accusers. So is he saying that, he has accusers because the guy that they are talking about, this guy, Larry was buying this guy things and cars and then they say it's more men that's coming out with this, and so now, it's really up in the air, about what's going on. The past week, all these receipts and, about this guy making a police report in 2018, and Larry didn't know about it and didn't say anything. And then when he was talking about how he needed something paid for, come to find out it's been paid for already and he didn't have to pay for it. And after that, they say he went on and spent the money elsewhere. And that's just not the Larry that, that has been portrayed out there. And so when I see these receipts, it's really got me wondering and just really, searching for the truth, because I don't think it's right for people to just keep scamming people. That's all you hear every day. If people ain't doing stuff to people, they scamming people. And this is the wrong time. It's so much going on. People should help each other, be there for each other, And if you got something in your past, then you should have told people. They shouldn't have to find it out like this, and then, you never know if some stuff getting added on with it. It's just like that Tiny and T.I. case, you don't know. Some of these girls telling the truth, some of them lying, because I've heard some things, and I'm sure everybody has. But hey, it's not my business. I just want to keep it on, this subject, about what's going on with Mr. Reid, because it's like he acts like he's bigger than what's going on.
But
you don't have to say nothing about it.
I don't think he should.
If it's arrogant attitude with it,
What?
And I think he should be just like everybody else, open to tell what's going on, what happened. Why are these people coming out?
So when the last time you stopped watching him when? You stopped watching him.
I stopped listening to Larry the last couple of weeks.
Just recent.
And actually it really hadn't been on purpose.
Okay.
I had been really busy. But I used to watch him all the time. I have been watching him for almost 2 years
Okay.
and donating and just really being faithful and really, believing in his word, and Bernard Jordan, I had started, being, an LRLer. But if that means, keeping lies and not coming out with the truth, then, I don't want to be a part of anything like that,
All right. Well, we thank you so much for giving your side, and thank you, sister, for calling in. I believe this show.
Thank you.
Thank you, sister. Okay.
Thank you.
We're gonna try to get to
Bye-bye.
all. Bye bye. We're gonna try to get to all callers. So don't call in and hang up. I want to make sure I get to you all. 5840, calling on the air.
Hey, Wiley.
Hey.
Hey, so I want to know what you think about this song. Cease and desist letters are for punks.
You have to call it to be.
Yes. Oh my
What
God.
do you think about the song that Dr. Larry Reid was singing?
I
And
remember that.
I
I remember that song. I remember it. I do remember that.
mean, I want to know if he a punk now.
Oh, I remember that. I remember the cease and desist letter.
But is he a punk being that he said whoever sent him out are punk? In his words.
You think so?
He said cease and desist letters are for punks. I guess when the church people were sending him cease and desist, it was a song that he did.
Okay. So for me though, this is like some series that you have to send cease and desist letters out. You know what I'm saying? And in this particular case, it will have to go to court. And what more can you do if for somebody on their YouTube channel just saying it's not? They're probably got to do what Cardi B did. But do you know how long that process is when suing somebody? Because this Cardi B and Tasha K lawsuit going on 3 years. It's
Still ongoing.
And that's a lot of money. So, and now it's going to trial, I think, in September. So in this particular case, they still in the first steps. It's just sending cease and desist letters. Then you got to file a court case and all that. It's crazy.
So my thing is another thing, like for him just putting that song out there now is biting him in the butt because he put it out.
Oh
So
yeah.
now his whoever the blogger pulled up that receipt stating that he's saying cease and desist letters are for punks. So now being that he sent them out, so I'm thinking he's a punk now. But we love the mess, that we're here for it.
I just think.
LA,
Oh yeah, go ahead with Chase LA. Go ahead.
So Chasing LA is okay.
It's not all
I
that.
live for when Miss Van Zach she read them girls to Phil. That was the best highlight of that night.
Do you understand?
Miss
She
Van
had no choice because Chasing LA is coming behind Atlanta. Atlanta was an amazing season. Chasing Atlanta was an
Exactly.
amazing season. And do you think Chasing LA is living up to the hype or lived up to the hype?
Who, Chasing LA?
Chasing-
No, I don't see it as of yet.
Okay.
I don't see it as of yet, but this is the second episode. But I'm saying that you're going to bring it all the way through.
Yes.
Not the fifth show. Episode.
I just think some of the girls, they trying to act like they so bougie. Like, be yourself. We already know
They
you
all
ain't.
act like they're grand. I don't see it. And the tall one that was like he's what did he say? He's
Non-binary.
he's not gay.
He's non-binary.
Girl, you pulling out plastic machine, but where's the American Express?
Wait a minute.
You pulling out plastic,
Yes.
bro.
He was filling out the cards. And what was going on with his booty? It's like his booty was like
She claimed that it's Kim Kardashian.
even though I like her, but what was going on with that butt?
It was laid high and flat.
Oh wow! You said lay tight and flat.
We're gonna have to call her the Messi. I love you. I'm gonna go back to the
Oh gosh, well, thank you. You just reminded me. She was pulling out all the cards. She was pulling out. Oh, I got this card. I got that card. You said, "Where's American Express?" On the black card.
Those were late cards, Mr. Those were late cards.
So you think there was green dot cards?
Those were secure cards. Secure cards. You put $100 on those cards, girl.
Or was it even activated? This blue card's probably even had none of it.
Oh, those were all declined cards, no longer in service.
Thank you so very much, Icon, for calling in. I told you I was going to review the show. I was going to review the show. And this second episode, the first one was better. The second one really wasn't all that. Well, we shall see how it's going to continue. But I'm here for the 30 minutes because they probably didn't have much to record because LA was shut down. So it's kind of hard doing a show. And then you're doing it with some bougie people. Baby, a lot of them is bougie. They don't want to be themselves, but knowing that throw that baduzzi up in the air because you get Jerry. I thought Jeremy was gonna be a little messy. He ain't showing me nothing. And I've been knowing him for a long time. So I'm here. I really
continue.
It's to be continued. Thank you so much, Icon.
All
right, bye. Okay. Let's go. Anonymous, you live on the air. Hello. You're live on the Wiley Show.
Hi.
Oh,
Hi. I'm so happy. This is my first.
Oh, this your first time calling in?
Yes.
Welcome.
So I want to talk about the Larry. I watched both of them.
Yes.
Larry, another one. And I'm starting to notice every time the other blogger comes out with information, Larry will go and do a video to kind of address it or not and clear it up.
Okay.
And so I'm starting to see like, okay, Larry, I think it is something there that he doesn't want to get out because the other blogger actually released audio where Larry said, it's some stuff about me that if it ever came out, I'm going to deny it. So he has a lot of audio with Larry saying stuff that kind of backs up some of this stuff that's coming out. And the reason he's coming after Larry because Larry he claims, set him up on a murder plot.
Oh my gosh.
So he's been on him ever since and looking up stuff. I mean, he knows everything. Like he put a video out about where Larry's parents stay and how they weren't clothes. Then the next thing you know, Larry come out with a video, oh, I'm back home. And then he tried to tell a story about how he just now getting back close to his parents. So every time the other blogger says something, the next day,
is that obsessive? Is that obsessive a little bit? Is that obsessive or not? Or is it entertainment? You let me know.
Okay. At first, when it first started happening a couple years ago, I was like, okay, he is crazy. Like, why do he keep making this stuff about Larry? So a part of it does feel like it's a little crazy, but he kind of, at this point, it's like he really now is determined to shut Larry down. And
that ain't gonna happen. Larry built a massive.
He's ready to fight. He said, bring him to court. He gonna fight. He gonna subpoena everybody.
Tasha K said the same thing. Tasha K said the same thing, but you don't hear her say that no more. I waited to fight. I wipe my ass for cease and desist. She was all for it, but now you don't hear that no more. I'm just saying, but we shall see. We shall see how this is gonna go.
Yes, shall see.
It's gonna have to go to court because I don't think he would stop because he would have to have a judge to say, "Hey, stay away." He would have to get a restraining order, and I think that's what will be Larry's next step. Just probably get a restraining order.
I think so. They say Larry was in Ohio trying to get some stuff going. So
wow.
This is not the end of it.
I know y'all sitting here with y'all drinks. The people at the church said y'all got y'all wine. I know you got your wine. You got your wine. Y'all sit back and just hear it all because they kept saying Wiley talk about it, and I'm like, what? So I had no choice but to just talk about it.
I was waiting for you to talk about it. I usually send you DMs, but I'm just waiting for you to talk about it.
but I knew you would talk about it one day.
I took a couple of days off of it because I'm like, oh, this is a lot and stuff like that. Because I was like, but then I want to see the person. I want to get more meat on it. It's like I'm hearing stuff, but I want to see the person.
They brought up a good point. How did Larry know who to send the cease and the letter to if they never said his name?
How do we know that he sent one to the guy though?
Who was going to talk?
But my thing is that did we see proof that he sent them a letter, or they just said they got one?
No, they said they got one because the guy came on his show and said he was set to talk, and per his lawyer, he was advised to.
Oh, Lord, now you got money for it. Lord. Oh, God. Okay. Hey, listen, if this is what they want to do.
Because they showed the text messages and they block out the stuff so you don't know. But you think about it, Larry gets to speak about everything else. And they say if you go in his comments and bring it up, you get blocked.
But you know what? I don't blame him because if it's a lie, you don't want to give clout to a person, to an enemy that has been obsessed about you for 2 years. That's an obsession. But if this is real, let the authorities on it. Shouldn't the authorities get involved if something of this magnitude?
Well, they claim the authorities are involved. So we shall see.
But y'all talking about it, shouldn't it be on the investigate, hush, hush? Oh, God, we should definitely see how this is going to play out. I'm sitting here with my juice, and I'm going to see how this is being brought up, and we shall see how it goes.
All right, well, keep up the great work. Love your show. You got great things coming your way.
Yeah, thank you so much for telling me. Thank you, sister. I'm talking about it. Okay. All right. Bye-bye. All right, we got 2 other callers in here. Okay, let's see. Let's go to our next caller. 8264, you live on air.
Hi. I don't mean to damper, the mood because everything is just so lighthearted, but I do want to talk about the young lady that was killed in Ohio, shot by police. I just find it very offensive that any Black person can even come out of their mouth that that's what she deserves or that's what she got. And supporting the police using excessive force like that, that's just ridiculous and overkill. And there's no reason that she should have been murdered like that. And we can take all these white killers, they've killed multiple people. The police chief even said the guy that killed the Asian people in Atlanta was having a bad day. He said he was having a bad day. He got taken into custody without incident. But we have a young lady that had a weapon. Yes, that was wrong. She was murdered. And she in that. And there's lots of details around it. Her mom even spoke about being at the dentist when she found out her daughter had been killed. So I think we shouldn't jump to conclusions, and whatever we find out surrounding it, we have to support our own people. I'm going to ride with Black people to the day I die because we've been unjustly killed. We've taken from our land and brought over here, and they are so quick to kill Black people without hesitation. They arrive really not to help you, but to kill you, and then think about it after the fact. It's an afterthought after they've already killed. So it's unacceptable, and I don't feel like anybody with Black skin should be supporting that or condoning that. We have to stick up for each other, wrong or right, because everybody else does. And when you sit on, even if we have those conversations amongst ourselves, there's no way we should be on public platforms saying that and letting the Europeans hear us say that, because we have to support each other. And they are killing us, and it's just unacceptable. And it really saddened me to hear so many people let that be their consensus, that it's, he was justified in killing her.
I mean, in a sense, the reason why I say it, in a sense, legally speaking, if we talk about if this is going to go to court, they're going to say, oh, that officer had every right to do what he did because she was a threat and all of that. I don't see this going to court, though. Honestly, it will shock me if a grand jury say that it did, to be charged with a grand jury. I don't see that happening. Not this particular case.
I understand what you're saying, but legally, nothing is fair for us as Black people, African American people of color. So it really doesn't even matter because there's no regard for Black life. They will kill you at the drop of a dime and then worry about the facts. And that's the problem. So this may be a situation that doesn't go, to court, but what about all the ones that are before? And what about all the ones that are yet to come? And you being a black man are really on the chopping block. So I encourage you to take into consideration what you are saying.
If you have a knife, if I have a knife, let me use me as an example. If I have a knife and I'm running up to another person with a knife, it's a possibility that I will not make it home.
I don't care about that.
But ma'am, I'm just telling you, if I'm coming up to somebody with a knife, it's a possibility that I will not be making it home. I'm just saying, it's a possibility that I will not be making it back home.
We can't accept that. We shouldn't be able to accept that.
I'm just saying, whether you want to accept it or not accept it.
When that guy went and killed all those people in South Carolina, they stopped him at Burger King before they took him to jail.
I understand that, ma'am, but you're right. It's a lot of injustices in there. But if you have a knife in your hand, it's a possibility that you will not make it back home if you have a knife in your hand. That's just what I'm saying. I'm telling you what it is. I'm just saying what it is. And it's not a being a last person. Just like a 13-year-old had a gun in his hand and he was shot and he was killed. So we have to be.
When you're 16 years old, your frontal lobe is not even developed.
So an officer should know that, ma'am.
The road they came to our house. You're going to defend yourself. We don't know what happened before that.
But the officers don't know all that information. I don't think the officers know all the information. Officers just see that a person with a weapon in their hand and he had to do his job. So we will get more information. I don't even think all the facts is even out with this case.
Their job when all these white men were killing people, because there's been incidences where there was a gentleman just last year right after George Floyd. He had a Subway sandwich in his hand and the police killed him. And he was just someone that was a black man fitting the description of somebody they were looking for. It's unacceptable. We have to stop being tolerant.
But we also have to address the culture of these young kids having weapons in their hand. We have to address that too, caller. That's just me being having facts. That is
not the main situation.
That's the main. We have to address kids having guns in their hands, having knives in their hands. That have to be addressed as well, caller. That's have to be addressed as well. In my humble opinion, that's what I think. You don't think so?
The main problem is she is the one that called the police for help and she's dead.
Okay.
They came to her home. If some people come to your home, we don't know really all the circumstances surrounding it. You weren't there and neither was I. But I'm just saying.
I would need to see more videos of it, I would say, caller. But
black people as a whole, we have to stop supporting tolerance of the police killing us. Period. And that's just a fact. If they kill Wiley tomorrow dead in the street, we're not going to say, if you have an episode, you have missed.
But if I have a weapon.
We're not going to sit up here and say, it's okay.
Well, I think as a community, I agree with you on that. But again, in this case, I don't see it going to court just like the George Floyd. I don't see that happening. Not in this particular case, in my humble opinion. I don't see it happening because the officer can say, hey, she had a knife in her hand, she had a weapon. I was protecting another young lady. Because what about the other young lady? What if she would have just stabbed her? Damn well. Okay.
He could have shot her in her leg. There were 3 cops there. 2 of them forced the taser out. So we can't keep saying that a taser wouldn't work from that far away because why did 2 of the 3 officers go for their taser instead of a gun? Stop it. Unacceptable. If he would have tased her as we thought that the lady that said taser,
right.
Until I say right? She was the same distance. So it's the story now that the taser wouldn't have worked? Come on now. No. He could have tased her, she would have dropped the gun. That would have been nice. So it's unacceptable.
I hear you. And you know what?
Why you give a young woman 4 shots to the chest and kill her. He got out the car, he told them to get down, and he fired on her. He didn't give any commands for her to drop the knife. He bypassed all those things, and it's unacceptable. And another thing, the last thing I'm going to say about this, we are becoming so desensitized to watching people be killed on TV. Every time you look up, you're seeing George Floyd with a knee on his neck being murdered. Now we've seen Dante Wright, and now we have had to see this young lady. They used to censor things back in the day. The kids today, this is why we have people with knives and everybody's just so desensitized by violence and murder. It's not okay. We must do better.
Absolutely.
That's all I want to say.
All right. Thank you so very much for calling in. There you go. This subject, thank you. Whoever was on the side of it, it's a lot of people that got a lot of stuff to say about the situation. Whether the side you on, you have a right to have your opinion. 8997, calling you on the air.
I had called you back about something the caller said before the last caller, but she had me so engulfed, I almost forgot what I called you about.
Okay.
Pertaining back to Dr. Larry Reid, what the other caller did not say is the other blogger actually showed up to Larry's house.
What?
He threatened Larry. Yeah.
Oh my
He
God.
threatened Larry. He threatened to kill Larry. That's why he keeps saying, see, those videos where he's playing Larry, those were sound bites. He's actually twisting what Larry has said. He's not playing the whole thing. He is not. I know that for a fact.
I'm just saying, you showed up to somebody's house. It's not that important.
He showed up, and then, hold on. The other guy, he lives in Ohio. And what Larry has been trying, Larry and Conscious, because all his videos that he says about Larry, he never says allegedly. He never says allegedly. He says everything as fact. That's how Larry is able to sue him. When he came out with the song, cease and desist letters off of punks, because Larry had concrete evidence that these folks were lying. So he had his proof and stuff, and he actually won those cases. So that's a difference in that. See, I've been following Larry for a long time, and what people don't see is that this man here is gunning for Larry. This man called Larry's, he was going to, he had been trying to contact his cousins. He had been trying to contact, he was trying to contact his parents. He had been harassing Larry's family. He had. So for people to say, well, I stopped listening to him because every time this guy come out with something, Larry come out with a video. Well, this is a serious accusation. And in this cancel culture that's going on right now, you have to have concrete, just like they destroyed Bill Cosby, and he could get convicted on one person. The other ones, there was no evidence that Bill messed himself up. Just like with T.I. and Tiny, they are crucifying them in the media, and there's no evidence to prove that they even did anything. Nobody has gone to court. Nobody has done anything. These other bloggers have gotten up there, didn't say allegedly, they're saying everything as fact, and that's how Larry is able to sue them. This man went to update the process server. He is evading the process servers every time, and he's talking about, take me to court. I show up to court because I got the evidence. Well, Mr. Bloggers, the cigar bloggers, sit somewhere still, somebody can serve you. Every time they go to serve him, he's evading the process server. Yes.
Well, he need to get some of them Cardi B process servers, because they found Tasha. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Exactly. Then he's in a fraternity, a popular fraternity. His own fraternity done disown him because he lied on his fraternity brothers. Because the FBI was actually getting ready to investigate his fraternity, because he said that one of his frat brothers gave him the information, which if it's something, especially when it has your personal information, people say, well, doxing is not illegal. Doxing is very much illegal, especially when you show up to somebody's house. It is very illegal. And so this man has done it. He has threatened Larry's kids. He has done all of that, all because the interview with Jimmy Battle did not go the way he wanted it to go. He was trying to take down George Bloomer and the rest of them preachers when they started boycotting the Word Network, because the Jewish man that actually owns the network was putting people in blackface and calling folks out of their name and being very racist. And he was saying, stop putting your black dollars into this network. It is not even black owned. And he got mad, and the folks got behind this man and teed him up to go for Larry. And the people that he had in his corner, that was against Larry at first, had all of them call Larry apologizing, saying that this man is crazy. So, but that was
well, all this is allegedly, because this I don't know any of this information. So was she just alleging? I'm laughing because it's like this a lot.
I follow it. You know, in my mind, all y'all my friends, so you know I have to look for my friends.
I would say allegedly because I don't know this is a lot.
It is a lot. That man came to Larry's house. You remember when somebody slashed his tires and stuff when he was living at the other location?
Oh yes.
People were actually, people were threatening Larry. And then this man gets up on his platform and threatened Larry's kids. Like he was really gonna hurt. And Larry has girls.
Yes, he does.
A lot of people say, well, you know, Larry's gay. He need to go and come out of. No, he is not gay. He's the typical example of what a person that has been traumatized as a child when it comes to sexual abuse.
And let me tell y'all this, the views of the caller don't represent my views. This is her views. My views is different when it comes about this, because I do believe it's some type of, I would say you are obsessed. I'm not you. That particular blogger is obsessed with Dr. Larry Reid. Been that way for 2 years. You have to find other content. I don't care who I talk about. I'm not showing up to nobody's house. That's just a little bit too much. If you doing anything like that.
His channel is dedicated to Larry. He does no other content. Then he got with another blogger, and they teamed up. It's like 6 of them, but they just don't know all 6 of them are getting sued. All 6 of them. So yeah, cease and desist letters are for fun. They are. Because if you just
because with that, what a cease and desist, only thing that does is make you afraid. But eventually, in this particular case, it got to go to court, like because but
cease and desist is just really a scare tactic.
It is a scare tactic. Yes.
Stop. Yeah, it is a scare tactic. It really doesn't hold. It's not worth the value of the paper that it's printed on.
It's just a scare tactic, but in this particular case, court. And a restraining order too, because if somebody coming to your house and threatening your children, you need to get a restraining order.
You didn't know? He does have a restraining order. He has tried to serve him. He has filed criminal charges against him, plus civil charges against him that Larry ain't playing. People say, well, Larry should talk, but see, Larry has Olga and the other guy out of Atlanta. They tell you don't say nothing. Don't say that. Any attorney worth their salt will tell you don't say nothing because you can ruin your case.
Yes.
So if it's an active case in open court, you can't say anything. Sometimes people are put placed under a gag order where they cannot talk about the case because it will ruin the case or ruin the validity of the case. So don't say nothing. The best thing is to do, don't say nothing. And once the case is over and the case file has been closed, then you can talk about it all you want. But at this point, I'm agreeing. Larry should say nothing. He shouldn't even allude to it. If somebody else talk about it, it's not Larry talking about it. But this guy here, he has no other content other than this. Just like Armand Wiggins allegedly. At first, when he got mad with Tasha K, that was all he did. He didn't do any other content, but that's all he did was bash Tasha K. This is what this guy is doing, and the other bloggers that don't like Larry. I mean, you don't have to like somebody, but if it's just an allegation, you taking it and you run with it, and you stating things as fact, yes, that is a suable ground. But anyway, that's all I had to say.
All right. Well, love you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I want to thank you, sister. Bye-bye. I want to make it crystal clear. Her views do not represent the views of the Wiley Show. That's what her views is. What I stand on, I just don't believe this allegation. I need to see some more proof for me to believe it. Okay, I'm not that vulnerable. Will I still be watching Larry? Yes. Would I stop watching it, Larry? No, because I watch him because it's entertaining. I've been watching him a long time, and I'm not gonna stop. And y'all ain't gonna stop because if you go live, you're gonna have over 1,000 people in the chat. 7441, Carly, you're on air. Hello. Okay, you got me playing the background. 7441, you're live on the air.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, speak on it.
Okay. Once again, you're doing it again, Wiley.
It's my opinion. What's your opinion about it?
My opinion is when you come on your platform, people that you are fond of.
It's my opinion.
In your head.
It's my opinion. Ain't changing.
You want to have sex with Reid. Reid don't want you.
Listen, okay, I'm going to get you off the air. Good day. We'll say something foolish like that. 3114, Carly on air.
Hey, Wally?
Hey.
Well, that last one, I had to.
I remember, like, why would you even say something like that? You can get your thoughts together. When you say boop, just get off the air.
I'm sitting on hold. I'm like, what do I want to talk about? Do I want to respond to the young lady about the young girl was murdered by the cop, Larry Reid and Daryl Moore? So let me just do real quick with the because I've been listening to the bloggers all at work.
Okay.
This is my first time chiming in, but I'm in the middle of both.
Okay.
Both fights. Okay. But just put yourself in the situation with a girl that was about to be stabbed. Can you imagine her? This is a hypothetical, and I know y'all can come for me all you want, but just think. You can see your fate about to fade away, your life about to go away, just seeing a knife coming at you. And all you can say is, Lord have mercy, and then the person dropped it. What kind of faith is that, Wiley?
That's not good. And I'm just... Why does she have a knife? I don't believe that she contacted the police. I think that's just a rumor. I need to see evidence of that. Because if you able to...
Go to Fox, Fox I was going to follow the cops, so they show the footage. And you can hear the officer say, put the knife, you can hear before he shot. And I'm not saying it was overkill. I'm just saying he did say some officer said something before the shots were fired. But that didn't, in the heat of moments when people are angry, they hear nothing. You know what I'm saying? So they had the 911 call, and the young lady said that these women were coming over here, fighting, and they had knives. But it seemed like she was the only one that had the knife. So I'm like, did she have a knife and make the call? I mean, did they find any other knives that the ones that was coming to beat her up? So it's a lot of hypotheticals. But I'm just saying, I would like to hear from the young lady who saw her face about to leave her life. I'm not saying that, I hear other bloggers, she could have got stabbed in the face. She would have lived. I don't know. It's just weird. But I'll see how it play out. But as far as the Daryl Moore, Larry Reid, I'm gonna stay in the middle. I'm gonna have my popcorn because I've been seeing Daryl over 3 years. I've been following them. Larry Reid, they have receipts. They say they don't have receipts. Now the young lady said that he threatened. I have to go and find the footage because that's the first time hearing this. That Daryl threatened his daughter. Now I'm gonna have to go through some tapes to see where that was. So I'm gonna have to do some research because as I'm sitting here listening, I'm like, okay. I know a lot of the listeners listen and know more because they may follow and may not miss them. I may miss some videos or something, but I hadn't heard that one. But I'm gonna look for it because if he actually threatened his daughters, I don't see what would be the motive for that. But as far as the young man that's coming forward, I know Daryl, he's been after Larry, and he said that he's going to go to his hometown, and I know back to his church roots. I know he want to know why the church closed. I know there's some angry folks that's going to speak out
and I'm gonna find him, and he put the cattle call off. And anybody know anything about this dude, come to me. And apparently somebody came.
We shall.
And I don't think this guy wanted. I think when a lot of these men, older men, these guys come forward, and this is allegedly, and I'm gonna take away. When a lot of men have been abused, and they go into silence over years, and then you hear someone they're not necessarily want to prosecute the person, but they just want their story to be heard. So I think he just wanted, whoever this guy is, I think he just wanted to be heard, but when I guess they say the cease and desist was sent to him, and like you said, did you see it? He said it, but no, we didn't see it, but he said his lawyers told him not to say anything, so apparently he's gonna go further than what he initially was gonna do. That's what I'm saying. So I'm gonna look and wait. I'm gonna wait and see. And I'll, as receipts coming in, I'm gonna formulate my opinion. I'm gonna roll like that.
We thank you so much for calling in.
All
okay,
right.
Thank you. All right. Let me go to the next caller. We got callers in here. I want to make sure we get everybody. Before we go to the next caller, I want to make sure if you want to be added to the text list when we go live, I got it on the screen. You can text the Wiley Show to 833-760-1691. And just one word, the Wiley Show, to 833-760-1691. And you could be notified when we go live. Okay. Go to the next caller. 7562, calling on air.
Good evening, Wiley. How are you?
Doing good.
So, look, I have a couple of things I want to share. It seems like most of your commenters have been very heavily towards Larry Reid, but I think, one, this is going to be good. This is going to be like the beef sector elevated part 10. 3, I think if both men get clicks and views in the process of hashing this out and make extra money, because we know that when Armand talked about Tasha K, he said those were his highest rated shows and he got the most clicks and views and he was making money. So if these gentlemen make money like that, so be it. I think that Larry Reid is going to react. Now, I think he's entertaining just like you do, but some things are just wrong.
Yes.
And I think that he's going to react when his subscriber base, because for Larry, it's not subscriptions. You see, he solicits a lot of additional donations, and his base is very generous. I mean, Riley, you had his base.
Preach it.
Wow.
You come on, baby. I have a Bugatti truck or a Lexus truck. His base is they give over there. They give good. Okay.
So when his page, thank you. When his Patreon subscriptions start to fall and those extra donations stop, Larry is going to react, because it's not just about clicks and views for Larry. Larry's making a whole nother level of money off of his subscriber base. So he has no choice, but eventually he's going to have to open his mouth if his money starts running short. And in support of Dal, I have seen this man talk about that, the autism boy, I think the boy's name was Matthew Rush. He helped work with people to get that young man released from prison. He gave that other gentleman who was molested by a bloomer a voice, Mr. Battle. And he even tried to help that child that was a friend of Larry's. I think her name was like Andrea Garrison. And this is why I would say I'm leaning towards Dal right now. He helped Andrea Garrison until he did his own research and found Andrea Garrison to be a stone cold liar. And then he aired her out too for being no good and taking down the name of that pastor in Cincinnati. Like, that woman destroyed that pastor's career. And when he found out that she was a liar, he went back and made it right and aired her out and even got in touch with that man. What's that man's name? Victor Cousins. So I believe Dal, I believe the man has integrity. Like, if he does something and he finds out through his research that he was wrong, he'll go back and make it right. So I'm leaning towards Dal. And like a previous caller said, Larry's on audio saying if he did something, he's liable to deny it. But I've seen Dal in the time he's been blogging,
actually go and make something right. But either way, I think this is going to be very informative for us to observe. This is going to be like law and order B sector. That's what I think. So that's what I'm sharing. And like I said, thank y'all for not frying me up in the chat. What's up, chat? You have a good night, Wiley.
All right, you too. Thank you. Okay, we down to 3 callers.
Bye-bye.
Okay, we're going to get to all 3, and we're going to bring this show to a close. Again, if you want to be added to the text list, text the Wiley Show to 833-760-1691, and you'll be notified anytime we go live. You'll be notified, okay? And also, you can send me texts there as well. 2102, caller, you're on the air.
Did you watch the ad?
Oh, God.
Did you watch the ad?
Okay, I'm going to go to the next caller. They up there want to troll. All right. 8339, caller, you on the air. Okay, I'm going to go to the next. Hey, welcome. You're live on the Wiley Show.
Hey, Wiley.
Hey.
Okay, all right, so listen, in order to get a clear picture of what's really going on, people are going to have to go back almost 2 years. There are videos there are videos that were pumped 2 years ago, and it seemed to have started with the molestation Battle, a guy named, I forget his first name, but his last name is Battle, his friend, and they both tested by Bloomer, and it seems that there's a whole lot more to this story, but this is the bulk of where this stuff is coming from. Larry and Battle are really good friends, and one of the vloggers, the sit-off vloggers, question is, how can you be friends with someone who you know for a fact molested 2 people and more? And one of the guys ended up dying, and then Battle is still alive. And Battle has videos online and audio online of him talking to Larry, of him talking to Battle, the guy who actually molested him. And Battle, I'm sorry, not talking to Battle, but Bloomer, the guy who actually molested him. And Bloomer admits to it. Bloomer admits to molesting him through the conversation. And these were posted maybe a year or 2 ago. You have to go back and do your research. Bloomer admitted to molesting him. And Larry and Bloomer are friends. And so one of his questions is, why would you accompany or be friends with someone who you know molested people, and you're supposed to be a pastor?
This is all, I'm going to just say, this is all allegedly. We're dealing with this because we don't know.
Allegedly.
This is all allegedly.
This is alleged, but these videos are up. You have to go back and listen to the phone calls. If you can find a video, I forget Battle's first name.
I don't know anything about that, but
people could go back and find that video.
So you saying,
you're gonna look at Larry a different type of way.
Listen.
And Larry did say there is audio that where Larry is saying, if my accuser came out and said that I've done something, I'm going to deny it. Larry said that. That was Larry's voice.
But what was the full context? See, again, that's a soundbite. What is the full context of the I need to hear the full. I need to hear the full conversation because that's a soundbite. That's just a soundbite.
The full conversation is up, and Larry also told Battle to get over it. Get over your molestation, and he also called the man a bitch.
Really?
Complaining about it and talking about it for all of this time. I'm telling you, all of it is in the video, but in order for people to get the whole story, you have to go back and start digging. You can't just start you can't just listen to 6 months of the video. You have to go back. Key people involved is Battle, Bloomer, and Larry. And you have to go back and look at those videos. And some of them go back to 2 years old, like I said. It's really a sad situation when you have someone as gifted and talented as Larry, and you question his integrity and his the ability for him to be a sexual abuser. It's really sad. He's gifted. He's definitely blessed.
He has words for people. He's very encouraging, uplifting, and funny. Like, he has a lot of gifts packaged in one person. But he's definitely questionable.
My thing is this: I don't think that. To me, I want to know, did Larry do those things that he's been accused of? And I don't believe it. This thing with Bloomer, that's Bloomer. What happened, whatever.
Bloomer. Yes,
but that's not Larry.
Bloomer. But let me ask
you know.
I'm not trying to say that Larry did this, but this
okay.
is what I will question. Would you be friends with a pedophile, a person you know for certain is a pedophile?
No, I had a friend that did that. I'm not friends with him, but again, and I've known this to be a fact that he did do what he did. We're not friends anymore. But I don't know, because I didn't keep update with the whole Bloomer situation, so I can't make a comment about it at all, because I don't know, because that's the church sector, and I wasn't, baby, during that time I was in the deep in the B sector. But when you're looking in this situation, I don't know. All I'm is call him today and say, I don't believe that Larry did nothing to no young man, to no teenage. I don't believe that. I just think that's all manure to get clicks and views to a platform and try to take down Dr. Reid. But you can't, because he built a solid foundation with his audience.
He has built a solid foundation. He is a businessman. He has a lot of gifts to offer people. I cannot take that away from Larry, and I'm trying to take it away from him. But it disappoints me to think that Larry could get caught up into, potentially or allegedly get caught up into something like that. And it does disappoint me too that he can be friends with, I'm a mother myself. There's no way I'm going to be, and I was molested as well. There's no way I'm going to be friends with a known pedophile. It's just not going to happen. And then for Larry to respond to the victim in the way that he responded with such coldness, he called him a bitch.
I want to know, did Bloomer ever go? Did he ever go to court? Have he ever been charged with any of these allegations?
I don't know if Bloomer has been charged, but Bloomer has admitted it. It's on audio.
Okay, I would have to hear that. Because if he ain't been charged, I have to hear what he had to say. Because of course, this is all allegedly. I just want to know.
If he admitted it, he admitted it. Does he have to be charged if he admitted it?
I don't know. I never heard him admit it, so I would have to hear him admit it. I'll just say, have you been? Okay. All right. So if it's on YouTube, I have to listen to the full context of it. Okay.
The whole thing is up there.
Okay.
His battles, his victim conversation is on YouTube.
Okay.
And his victim cries to him. His victim cries to him, and it comes out that Bloomer was also on drugs. And Bloomer was saying, I'm not blaming this on drugs. It was not the drugs. You just gotta listen to the whole audio.
Hey, but again, I never heard of a Bloomer and never heard of that. I was just on the Dr. Reid piece and stuff like that. So I never heard of that. So, thank you so much for calling in. I guess I got to do a little bit more research.
And again, I'm not trying to, I am not trying to down Larry, but it's questionable.
Okay.
I have it now, knowing what I know, hearing his verbiage and even insulting a victim of Bloomers, it makes me wonder, how can you be so cold-hearted towards someone who was molested?
All right.
And then, how can you be friends someone who is accused of doing those things? Okay. So that's what my questions come up as.
All right. Thank you so much for calling in. All right. So, I don't think that no Bloomer will confess nothing like that if he ain't in jail. Bloomer recorded the conversation. I don't think any of that is. I think a lot of that don't even sound right. But again, the views of the callers don't represent my views. And again, I stand with Dr. Reid. And I don't believe that happened to him. A good brother. He offers a lot of help. He came on our platform and gave us an interview. I remember I used to interview Dr. Reid when he was into music. I don't believe that. What I do believe, this is like a case of obsession for a platform and for clicks and views. And now that they're getting these massive clicks and views, you're going to hear more of that. But is that going to stop the blessings of Dr. Reid? No. Is it going to stop the blessings from his people giving? No. More people are going to give. Let's be clear. Just like the whole thing that happened with Derrick Jackson. Did it stop Derrick Jackson from getting views? No. He grew, and over 300,000 plus people more followed Derek Jackson, and he had a whole lot of allegations of him being a cheater, and he grew in more views. I don't believe that Derek Reid will be canceled. I don't believe that as well, that he'll be canceled and that people will unsubscribe and leave. Maybe a couple of people, but not like a whole drove of people going to leave him. I don't believe that as well as at all. Again, I will have to see evidence of anything like that before I believe anything. And I'm just that's just how I feel about the situation. But when you're a blogger and you see these clicks and views, sometimes you get blinded by the views that you get, All right, he won't be canceled, everything like that. Some of y'all still gonna be watching Dr. Larry Reid, won't be canceled, and some of y'all still gonna be watching everybody and be messy. I want to say shout out to y'all. This is a 2-hour video, so y'all got a full video from Wiley. I will be back live the weekend, so y'all just keep sending me topics. Keep sending me topics. If you want to be added to the text list, you gotta text the Wiley Show, not Wiley Show, the Wiley Show. You get an automatic message. I think somebody just did it wrong. Give me a second with that. And we want to say special shout out to all the LRLs that is in there. If you already been canceled, you can't be canceled again. Come on now, say it. Give me a second. I want to make sure that y'all did it right. Text the Wiley Show to that number on the screen. I tried to get to it. Where is that? Okay, give me a second. Okay, here we go. Let me tell that person text the Wiley Show. And I'm glad that we went live today. I took a little break. Now I'm back. I'm ready to be all in and stuff like that. Okay. Let me correct that person. All right. There we go. All right, Sheila, thank you for going live. Thank you. Thank you. Shout out to all the moderators in the house. I see y'all in the house. Shout out to all the moderators. Y'all know who y'all are. Thank you. I will have a whole list of the moderators. I don't know what I did with my list. I'm about to redo it. But shout out to all the moderators for y'all. Thank you so very much for coming through the chat today. Love y'all. I see y'all in the chat. Thank y'all for showing love. Everything like that. This has been wonderful. All the mods. Thank y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe to their channel. I think they have a YouTube channel. And you see Armin Brown 09 have a YouTube channel. So make sure y'all subscribe to that. I was supposed to be going on somebody else's YouTube. Yes, I was supposed to, but I don't know if I'm gonna do that today because I got to go to work tomorrow. All right. Thank you all so very much. Thank you. All right, we're done. We're done. Oh, we got a caller in here. Oh no, I think we already had. I think we had you already, caller. All right, we done with the callers. I think we already had you. All right, we'll see y'all soon. Leave us a comment and see how we did in the chat. Yes, we are done. Leave us a comment. Okay. Let us know. I was supposed to go on somebody else's channel, but I'm not going to say the name because I don't think I'm going to make it. Why is reaching to be said anyway? How does that work? Yes, I got a job. Check out when I got a job. I got to work. YouTube ain't paying me enough. A little bit more of this. Ooh. I gotta throw these boxes away. Ooh. Woo. This juicing diet is something else. Child, you believe that if you want to. I don't believe that. Dr. Larry Reid is a good guy. But I had to go live and do that, get that click and that view. I had to go live, child. Everybody else went live. I'm going to go live too, but child, Dr. Larry Reid is a successful man, and his audience is really, really engaging. They give. That man said, give me money, and they give in Jesus' name. All right? Okay, you on the Jill say there? I'm sorry, we still live. I'm so sorry. Now, please. Now, them people give. I don't care what y'all say. Them people give. Child, please. Y'all can say what y'all want to say. Them people give. Child, they give. And Jesus, them people give. Okay. All right. Oh, yeah, we go live on Station Head. Okay. Thank you, producers. Let me put my station up because we haven't went live on Station in a while. Let me put my station. We could do an after show on Station Head. We could do an after show on Station Head. Let me put, where's Station Head at? Let me see. Do I still got Station Head on here? Give me a second, you guys. We could do a live on Station Head. Yes, I'm about to go live on Station Head. Child. Oh, okay. Let me okay, schedule a show. Okay. Give me a second, you guys. Going live on Station Head. Let me put that in there. There you go. All right, you're on the text list. Oh, y'all are really on this text list. Thank y'all. Give me a second. I'm going to drop it in the chat. We could go live a little bit on Station Head, and then I'm going to sleep. I want my juice and die, so I can't order no restaurant food. I want my juice and die, child. And I got to, I need to do my own juice and die. Let me drop it in here. Okay, we'll see y'all on Station Head. Okay? All right. We'll see y'all on Station Head. Okay, y'all. Peace.